I thought I'd lost you. I'm so sad.
Morning. I got up a little bit later than planned today. Ended up being up later than I planned as well. I didn't have a stupidly late night. No, because I stupidly stayed up trying to watch WWE pay-per-view. So it was about 2:30. So yeah, I did stay up stupidly late. Yeah, I stayed up to watch some of that. I went to bed about 2:30. I planned on getting up at 9. And my alarm went off, and to my own credit, I woke up. But then I proceeded to like scroll on shit on my phone for an hour in bed. So I am a bit late in getting up. And it is ridiculously nice and warm, which doesn't make any sense because it's horribly grey and cloudy. I shouldn't complain because we spend like 2/3 of the year getting rained on in England. Yesterday was just a really nice day. And I know it doesn't really look like we did that much. Yesterday's video there were more of us sat in car talking than there were all else. But it was actually a really nice day. There just weren't that much to film because like Danny weren't too well, so we didn't go out that much when we were in Lincoln. And as you saw, we went on that nice long walk and dog really loved it. And I enjoyed it because we went a different way this time. And it was like a way that we'd not been before. I didn't see any snakes though. I have never seen a wild snake. I was hoping because there were signs everywhere saying that there were like wild snakes living in this area to be careful and not let dogs off leads and stuff. And we didn't see none. That was poop. So we didn't do a great deal yesterday. We just stayed in and had dinner. But it was just nice to go up to Lincoln, see like Danny's mum and dad. And then when we came back, obviously it was Jackie's birthday, we went round there. And I ain't been feeling too good myself, like last couple of days. Like I've had a bit of a dodgy stomach. So I didn't think I'd be staying out last night. But it was just, even though I weren't drinking, because I don't really drink anymore, I just enjoyed kind of being out. I didn't film a great deal last night because I was actually just busy having fun. And I know that's bad because I'm meant to be documenting these good times for you lovely people, but I'm sure you can forgive me for one night. I'm gonna go for a walk around the lower part of here, I think. You can tell that like we had quite a lot of rain because the water has really gone down on pond here. Can you remember the other day when I like filmed a bit of this to show you how much it had gone, like how much it were up because of rain? That fall had more or less disappeared when I was filming the other day. You couldn't see it, you saw it like top centimetre where all water bubbled up and that were it. And then sides, water were nearly up at sides as well. Oh, they really need to get somebody in to sort all this out. At one point they built like quite a nice pebble beach on this bit. And that went straight down to water, and they cleared all water out as well, so you could actually see to the bottom, and it weren't like full of mud. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can try and find any of them little fish, because there's little sticklebacks that live in here, but I think it might be a bit too murky for you to see that. Can't actually see any today. Typical, innit? Should probably head home. I want a drink. I've got dry mouth. These e-cigs, they're great for helping you quit smoking, but they're just, for me, they give me like really bad dry mouth. So I'm doing something that's like good for my health, but bad for me, if that makes sense. But yes, let's venture home, get the puppy dog back, see if McWardle's up yet. One of the things I've kind of been thinking about is the meet-up idea that I talked about in videos before, where we were possibly going to go and meet up with Tom and Nat from Tom Ray TV, meet them and have a day just hanging out for like a crossover video. And I know Danny said that she'd happily drive to Brighton, and I really would love to go to Brighton for a weekend because it's one of them places where you're just meant to visit, one of the places you have to see in UK. So I am tempted to just say let's do that. But another thought had occurred to me that maybe we could maybe meet up in London, have a day out in London and do like the touristy stuff. Obviously, I mean that depends more on money than out, because with Danny not working at the minute, she goes back on 1st of July. Like she's told management that that's when she's going back and they can start rotering her in. So she's got to accrue holiday days first to get them, but hopefully money problems will disappear when she goes back, because she's only going to go back on a part-time basis. I think she's asked for like Monday to Friday, like 12 while 5 or 9 while 2, just like 5-hour shifts which she can easily send back in. But even then that will be like double what she's getting on sick pay, so it's like should ease things up considerably. So we'll have to see. I mean, a day out in London doing the whole touristy thing would be just a cool video in itself. So even if that's not what we do when we meet Tom and Nat, maybe me and Danny will do that. And then I can introduce you all to my friend John who lives in London. I'm sure he'd love to star in one of these things. That, or he won't want his face on the internet in case Crime Stoppers got up to caught up with him. Sorry, John. Good morning.
Good morning.
And what are you doing today?
I am taking Jackie and Steve shopping.
I cannot go shopping because it is a small car. If I went, there'd be no room to put anything in the back of it, and I imagine their shopping wouldn't fit in the boot. Panda Problems 101.
Leave Peter alone.
No. So Danny's taken Jackie and Steve shopping, and I am taking advantage of having the house to myself by listening to a CD that Steve lent me yesterday. And it's not a new CD by any stretch. It's the Violent Delight CD that came out in like, it's got to be about 2004, does it say on here? 2003. So, and they weren't even a massive band. I mean, they did quite well, but then split up. But it's just, I only know one song on the album, and I've lent it just on the strength of that one song. So I'm going to turn that up ridiculously loud and enjoy listening to that while she isn't in. Plan. So Danny's just given me the fright of my life. She's just phoned me up, like a bit panicky and confused, saying, "Did I leave my camera at home?" Because like obviously now we've got two. So I've been using my new purple one, and the red one, which were hers to begin with, she's been like kind of keeping with her. She phoned me up saying, "Did I leave it at home?" Because she obviously took Jackie and Steve shopping. I was told to take camera with her. And I'm like, well, I hadn't seen it, but I'll have a look for it. Why? It weren't in a bag. And she was like convinced it had been stolen out of her pocket while in Asda.
I thought I'd lost you. It was so sad.
Anyone
Mini heart attack. But we found you. Mini heart attack over there. What I get when I don't vlog as much as Wasley does when he's out, I misplace it and I put it down, I forget where it is. I'm silly.
I said, well, check car, make sure it's not fallen out at car, and then if it's not in there, then you'll have to go to, like, see security. Fortunately, it had just fallen out of her bag into car, but, you know, panicky. Because that'd have sucked if we'd have gone from, like, having one camera for ages to finally getting a second one, and then it disappears. Fortunately, it is safe, she's found it, and she's been in, she's come home, and she's gone straight back out again. So I think Jackie and Steve have offered to feed her for taking them shopping, so she's gone over to eat, and I've already eaten, so I'm not particularly fussed. I'm carrying on with the writing that I've got to do. I've done like my little manly bits. I've put a photo frame up in the kitchen that she hadn't noticed, so we'll see how long it takes us to notice that one. She's not the most observant of people, clearly. It's been lovely and warm all day. Sun were out all afternoon. Now it's chucking it down. I think I spoke too soon this morning, didn't I? About how it was nice, it being warm for once. And that used to being like drowned with English weather. That'll teach me. You like my handiwork, by the way. This is what I was putting up earlier. It's the family frame. This one is Danny's dad, Dave, when they were abroad. Now this one is my dad, Alan. That was taken in the Yorkshire Dales, Yorkshire Moors. I think they went on a trip to Richmond and then stopped off somewhere else, and he's a bit of a muppet, my father. And you saw her in yesterday's video, that's Diane, Danny's mum. And that one is Julie, my mum, who you saw the day before. And then these are some of the photos from Aunt and Rachel's wedding. That's me and Danny, and then it's like my best oldest friend Lighty and his girlfriend. That is Dickie, who is a very lovely man. And then the happy couple, Aunt and Rachel. Like, I've known Aunt for years. And then just because it shows the kind of people we are, you know, complete muppets. That was me and him skipping down the path before the wedding. And then right in the middle, me when I had hair and virtually no beard. That was my graduation a few years back. I can do dapper quite well when I want to, can't I? But yes, Danny has gone to bed. It's about midnight, I think. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm just trying to turn water off. I'm not gonna lie, I basically forgot to film anything for the vast chunk of the day. I think Danny got in about 6, maybe a bit after, maybe a bit before, not quite sure. We've just watched Game of Thrones, or we watched it a little bit before she went to bed, and oh my god, I know what happens in them. I've read books, so I was expecting what happened to happen, just not quite in the dramatic fashion it did. All I can think is, goes the weasel. I'm not going to say anymore because I don't want to ruin it for people. What I will say is that next week is episode 9, and if you watch Game of Thrones you will know that episode 9 is like the episode where bad shit goes down. So, and I know what the bad shit will be, so you probably want to watch it if you do watch the series. But we'll leave it at that. I'm gonna say that that's the end of another day, guys, and that means the end of another video. I'll stick his Twitter link in the description of this video. Feel free to follow either of us. You leave a comment, hit that like button, and if you haven't done so already, then hit that subscribe button too. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching, and as usual, we will see you tomorrow.